In this video, I'm going to be sharing my top 3 lock mistakes. I wish I hadn't done that. Hi everyone, it's on the Loc Journey, and today I'm going to be sharing with you my top lock mistakes. I've been on the Loc Journey for 9 years now. I started my locks with 2-strand twists, and I maintained my hair on my own. It's been a journey. I've learned how to maintain my own locks, and I've, through the process of trial and error, developed my own methods that work for me and my hair. I've created this channel to log my journey.
The fear keeps you stuck where you are.
And now I'm using this platform to encourage others who are on their lock journeys to find their own niche. I made a very similar video a few years back when I was about 4 or 5 years locked. I'll link that video in this video. But today I'm gonna reflect on the full 9 years of my lock journey. I'll talk a little bit more about the things that I somewhat regret. The first thing that I regret from my lock journey when I was going back through the old photos and looking at my journey was dyeing my locks. I dyed my locks a lot more times than I realized. I dyed it blonde, I dyed it red, I dyed it black 2 or 3 times. I had a lot of times when I tried to dye my hair and it didn't take. But at this point in my lock journey, now that it's been at least 5 years since the last time I've dyed my hair, I can really see the wear and tear that the chemical damage has had on my locks. The ends of my locks began thinning at around year 7, and I started losing hair. So I've been trimming my locks consistently. In general, locks do weaken. It is hair, and just like loose natural hair, locks shed. But even so, I think I lost a lot more hair due to damage. And I could tell because the locks and the places on the locks where there was blonder or gold colored hair, that's where I tended to lose the most length. That dyeing, that chemical damage led to my hair being super uneven, and I wish I hadn't done that. I do, however, like the fact that my locks are kind of an ombre color. It's really dark at the roots, really light at the tips. I think my hair would be like that naturally anyway. My hair has always been a rusty brown, but adding that chemical damage to my hair just made it bleach blonde and just lose a lot of its luster and strength. So I do, in some cases, regret dyeing my hair. I enjoyed changing up my style and switching it up from time to time, but when I weigh the pros of having a new exciting color with the cons of hair damage, chemical damage, sun damage, I don't think I should dye my hair as much as I did. The second thing that I regret, or I look back on my lock journey and think, man, I shouldn't have done that, is interlocking my hair. I interlock so infrequently that I think it put weaknesses in my locks. So in addition to seeing thinning and weakness in my locks where the locks were very brown or blonde in comparison to the root, I also saw that thinning and damage occurring on the portions of my lock where I could tell that I've interlocked. So there are just kinks in my locks that I know that was when I interlocked. And at those points were just weaknesses. That's where my locks tended to break and weaken. I think it was a compounding effect. I had already damaged the hair by all of the chemicals, and then I already had physical weakness in the lock, and so it was just a recipe for disaster and hair loss and shedding. So I wish that I did not interlock as irregularly as I did. I think perhaps if I either stuck to interlocking 100% or I just decided to twist, I wish that I had just stuck to one maintenance method rather than trying all of these different things. I hadn't seen any update videos from folks who were 10 years into their journey like I am now when I decided to try interlocking once a year or twice a year. But now that I'm that far into my journey, I will tell you all, pick a method and stick to it. If you're gonna interlock, do it regularly on the 6-week schedule like you're supposed to, just to make sure that you keep that form, that pattern forming in the base of your locks. I'd like you to leave a comment below and tell me if you have any lock mistakes. Is there anything that you did that you wish you hadn't? And is there a lesson that you learned from that? Let's start a conversation in the comments below. Alright, let's get back to it. The third thing that I regret goes along with the chemical damage and the physical damage that was done by dyeing and interlocking, and that is not moisturizing my hair enough. When I went to graduate school, about 5 years into my Loc journey, I moved to the desert. I moved to Tucson, Arizona, and it is bone dry. My hair was not prepared for it, and I also think that the chemical damage and the physical damage that I did just did not help my locks out. They were having a hard time holding on to moisture because of how arid the climate was. And it showed. I know that the first time I went swimming in Arizona, I saw the tips of my locks turn bright orange due to that sun and chemical damage. I did not respond to my locks. I know that they were sticks. I could feel that they were very dry, very needy for some kind of moisture, but I just did not respond. I was stressed in graduate school and it showed on my hair, and I didn't moisturize. And so that's when I started seeing the shedding get worse and worse over time. It was when I was in graduate school and I just wasn't moisturizing. I wasn't spritzing like I do now. I wasn't oiling my locks regularly, and I know that my locks were dry as the desert that I lived in. So I wish that I would just spray my locks at least once a week, or I wish that I did some hot oil treatments. I wish that I conditioned my hair. All of the techniques that I use now to keep my hair more moisturized than I did back then, which was nothing. I wish that I did that. I got locks because they are a low maintenance hairstyle, and I like the fact that I didn't need to keep up with some kind of upkeep every single day. I like that I didn't have to do a twist out or twist at night. But locks do require some kind of care, and I admit that I neglected my locks completely when I was in graduate school, and that dryness over time, when compounded with the chemical and physical damage, was really bad. If you haven't already, please take the time to like this video and to subscribe to my channel to learn more from me about what I've learned on my Loc journey.